folks, welcome back to another vlog. Ryan Wilson here from Predator Inc. I'm here in San Diego, California, and as I mentioned on the last vlog, we got a ton of trucks leaving. So one that we actually just wrapped up is a pretty cool truck. This truck came to us many years ago. We did a Duramax conversion for him, went home, he enjoyed it for many years, and had an unfortunate accident. He took it to a stereo shop. Stereo shop did some really shoddy wiring. There were butt connectors involved, some loose wires, drywall screws holding the amps down. Eventually it caught fire on the inside of the truck and smoked the entire inside of the truck. So full-blown fire, did a lot of damage on the inside of the truck. Jason, throw up some pictures so you can see how bad this fire damage was. So he ended up shipping the truck out to us, and we got into it, and it was a tremendous amount of work just cleaning it all up and making sure that all that residue is gone so you don't have any of that smell afterwards. Redid the full interior on it, and then unfortunately the fire did a little damage to the finish, the paint finish, which is a like a bed liner finish, a little bit different from the Kevlar liner that's on there now, and that caused a whole nother problems because it did not have the proper prep before they sprayed it. Probably just didn't know what they were doing when they're spraying the material down, and they didn't get proper adhesion at the fire location, which is the, I think it was the passenger rear door. That's where the amps were at. That one just melted off all of the bed liner material that was on there. But over the course of that, 8 months, 9 months that we were building up the interior, getting everything cleaned up, fixed, wiring redone, the whole exterior just started to like melt off. It all started to peel off. So went back into it, stripped the entire truck of the entire bed liner material, and then reshot that. Be really cautious of who does your electrical work. Make sure that the wires are all soldered, heat shrinked. Don't do butt connectors or T-taps. Oftentimes you'll see like stereo shops that do alarm systems for some ridiculously low price of like 500 bucks. It's because they're knocking it out in virtually an hour and a half. Unfortunately, he was a victim of just shoddy workmanship, but we got it dialed. I'm excited to show it to you because it is a slant back, and I absolutely love the slant back. This is a four-door hardtop with the slant back kit on the back. Regardless, it's not the factory slant back, I still absolutely love the truck. It's really cool, especially the black on black. We got everything stripped off. All of the bed liner material was pulled off, and we prepped it properly, put primer down, it adhered properly. It was an etching primer, and then we went through and did full Kevlar liner on the exterior of the truck, all the accessories, and that means everything comes out. So all these little brackets here, they come off, they get painted separately. You don't tape around it because you can see that, from 10 feet away, it may look pretty good, but as soon as you get within that 10-foot barrier, you're gonna see that something's been taped off and it's a shoddy paint job. So just be aware of what's floating around out there. It turned out beautiful. I absolutely love the slant backs. They just look so cool, especially on the black on black. But then the next biggest hurdle that we did prior to the paint job was the interior. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So we're inside the truck now. This is a 97 four-door hardtop with this excessive amount of fire damage, and it really just kind of smoldered right over in that seat that Jason's sitting in, and it just cooked the whole interior. So we had to go through this whole interior, strip everything, clean the full interior, all the metal was cleaned off. If you've seen fire damage on vehicles, a lot of times it'll create rust. It burns off that protective layer finish. So we had to go back into it and clean all of that up, rust prep it, and then also repaint those interior pieces, the sheet metal pieces. So we got all of that done, and then with the interior pieces, we had to go through and salvage what we can. There were a lot of panels in that area, that whole region, which had to be replaced. So we have recreation pieces that are out of fiberglass. So the fiberglass adds a lot more structural strength than the plastic does. The plastic is cheaper to manufacture, it's easier, especially in high production, but that's long gone. Those parts aren't available. So we recreated those panels in fiberglass and then rewrapped those. And it's a lot more rigid, a little bit more cost involved with those, but low production numbers make sense. The ones that we could salvage, some of the panels up here, we had to fully strip down, clean them, properly prep those because we had to get rid of any type of smell that was left on there, any residue. There really wasn't any residue up here from that fire or any damage other than just that kind of intoxicating smell. So all of that got stripped down and then rewrapped and then put together. But one of the problems over there too was the seats were gone. There was nothing left. So now I'm over in the area where the fire started. So this is where the customer had his amps located, where the stereo shop ran all the amps. They actually ran the amps underneath the amp wires underneath the truck, drilled a hole in the back and popped them through there, and then they tied into the amps here, leaving a gaping hole, but also ran sheet metal screws, drywall screws, if that's somehow better or worse, I don't know, but actually into the floorboard. So really shoddy workmanship. We're not sure exactly how it started. There were loose wires on there. Everything was melted, but a lot of T-taps and butt connectors down here. And also they were stacked on top of each other. They could have easily ground out. That's Randy's theory on it, but I'm not sure. Ultimately, all of this area melted. This seat was totally gone. All these panels here, the headliner was melted and gone. So we replaced all of this stuff in this area, all these interior panels, with recreated fiberglass parts that we manufacture. And then we also recreated the foam and the other seats as well. And then we squared it off. So if you look at this seat, and if you look back on the last vlog, I talked about a rounded seat versus a squared off seat. And this is becoming very popular for a lot of our customers, where we square off the seat. So if you look at the corners here, it's a lot more squared versus kind of a bubbly round seat. The bubbly round seat is the factory seat, and we just tighten everything up, refoam everything so it has very precise lines on it, and then also square off the corners. It actually gives you a little bit more seating area, but it also, in my opinion, it really fits this truck a lot better because this whole truck is squared off. It doesn't really look the part when you have a big bubbly, rounded cornered seat inside this big square Hummer. So I got all that done, and then we went through and just dialed in everything with black leather, black suede headliners, so nice little accent there. And then one of the problems that you run into with a black on black truck, I mean, in my opinion, you can't beat that truck. It is like one of the best looking trucks out there. You can never go wrong with black interior on a black Hummer, but it can get a little muddled with being all black. So what we did was we brought in this diamond stitch pattern down the center. And when I say we, it was really Roy upstairs. He got all the seats dialed in with diamond stitch pattern down the seating area of the seat, and then also finish it off on the door panels, or the bottom half of the door panels, in that same diamond stitch. All right, guys, thanks for watching as always. I definitely appreciate sharing this with you. Such a cool truck. But we've got something cool happening next week. Got a little surprise for you. So the end of next week, I think we'll be releasing a vlog on a truck that is inbound here. And we're gonna do a lot of work to it. I'm not gonna tell you what's happening with it, but it's definitely gonna be pretty epic. No pun intended for Jason. Thanks for watching, folks. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and like button, and if there's anything else, let me know. All right, see you soon.